Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. New month. It's February 1st, 8:45 a.m. my time. I wanted to give you all an update on the market first, and then we'll talk about the state of Solana as well as the other altcoins. Okay. So first things first, what we have here in BTC is somewhat of a pullback before this resistance level, right? This is really the resistance level that we have to contend with for the next, I don't know, 24, 48 hours, whatever, right? Um, you can make the argument that we're pulling back before we make a bigger move past the resistance level here in BTC. And I think that's completely fair, right? The other argument here is that what I was talking about yesterday, which is that maybe, you know, maybe we start getting an overreaction to the downside in crypto and equities. And you could see equities yesterday, right? This is how equities closed yesterday, right? That's a pretty harsh reaction in terms of sell pressure. Now we have to see exactly how today and the next, day or two or next week is going to react to the downside, or do we just continue to grind back up? That remains to be seen. But clearly, right, clearly what I was talking about yesterday was, crypto being extended, equities got hit because of earnings, right? So again, if you go to earnings calendar, okay, here, you'll see a bunch of earnings came out yesterday, okay? Yesterday and Tuesday rather. Okay, so Tuesday was when Microsoft, Alphabet, AMD, Danaher, Pfizer, these are massive, massive companies. They all reported, and they all reported like okay, nothing great. And so even those stocks saw somewhat of a modest pullback, right? That's a pretty sharp rejection right there. AMD, okay. AMD was already trading down a few days before that. And then Google, okay. So you can see Google had a pretty sharp reaction. What are some other big dogs? NVIDIA, which is one of the larger market caps, still consolidating, right? What about Meta, Facebook? How's that doing? Still consolidating. So all in all, what we see in the equity markets is some shakiness, right? And I kind of propose that I think that shakiness is going to translate into crypto, which it effectively did yesterday, right? But now the question is, are we done here, right? Like, are we done as in, hey, this is the pullback that you get, and now you get long and, boom, 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 right? Do we just shoot up higher? That's the real question. I at this point am uncertain. I personally think we may need a deeper pullback, but the deeper pullback doesn't necessarily mean that we can't go maybe up first and then roll over. Or who knows, maybe I'm completely wrong, right? Maybe this thing just shoots up much higher. Specifically, even for BTC. For Solana, I think the story is a little bit different, right? Locally, just FYI, I'm short on Solana from about 97 and some change up here. I posted this here in my, where is it? In my Solana short, okay? So, I kind of I got in somewhere close to about 97 and a quarter. And basically, my thought process is that, if we're going to break, right, this is a pretty decent time to start breaking down and it should come soon. If not, I'll manage the position accordingly. My thought process was keep your stop way the heck up here. If not, manage your position actively, which I'm doing now. I'm managing my position actively. I move my stop from here down to here because if the market is, let's just say, turning around and we start doing something like this, then we may push, much higher, right? I think, in fact, we may go somewhere close to this trend line up here, somewhere around like 115, 117. Okay. Now, if I'm correct in that my short assumption is correct, then we should start seeing a rejection somewhere around like 98, 99-ish, maybe 100, and see some heavy selling come in over the next, 1 week, 2 weeks tops. Okay. I'm still uncertain of exactly how I see the market kind of playing out. You know, it's it's all right, I think, in terms of, structure. Like, looks like the selling got absorbed here. Same with BTC, looks like the selling got absorbed. So, all in all, like, all right, things look pretty decent. Not really much I can complain about. So, my general thought process is that I'm going to wait and see how that's going to do. I'm going to wait and see, and also see how Jupiter is going to react, because I think Jupiter basically created a lot of, excitement style, like calendar event in our mind, which is January 31st was the day that Jupiter is going to drop, millions and millions of dollars, right? Which it effectively did. And it just generated, $6 billion dollars worth of market cap out of nothing. And that's great. And I don't mean nothing in a bad way. It's just, it's an incredible product. But the reality is, events like this, when you do launch, first of all, they're topping events for the asset itself. And sometimes with such a big multi-billion dollar event, sometimes they're topping events locally for the market itself, right? And especially given the market was already extended, one could make the argument that we're going to maybe push, a little bit lower, and maybe start our, larger leg down. Obviously, again, there's plenty of arguments to be made on either side. So I'm not going to pretend and say that one side is more convincing than the other. I think both sides are equally convincing. I'm just kind of sitting here and trying to see what kind of, what actually pans out, right? Because this is a little bit too early to figure out like what the heck is going on with this market. So I'm just sitting tight, waiting patiently. And we'll see what happens with the market, right? I'm happy with just sitting tight. Now, Jupiter, as you can see, obviously created a little bit of sell pressure, and price went from, 80 cents or so down to 60. I think it went close to about 55 down here, or maybe like 50 down here, right? So overall, pretty sharp selling in the market. Now, other aspects of the market I want to show you guys, like for example, meme coins, right? Win. Okay. Win has been continuously trending down for like, I don't know, 3 weeks, right? Pretty much any coin you pick, meme or not meme, they've been, heavily trending down, right? Look at these coins. Even one of my favorites, Muay Thai, this one, went up all the way a few days back up to about, $9-10 million. Now it's trading back to about 3 million, right? Um, I don't know, pretty much pick anything really. Like you'll see big ups and downs in these coins because they've had a lot of activity, pretty much priced in because of a ton of bullishness, right? Even my favorite ST bot was up, several weeks back when all the way spiked up to 7 million. Now it's back to 1.7, right? Granted, we picked it at like 100K and it went to 7 million, but what everyone else sees is, oh, this looks like, the death of the asset, right? So I'm trying to show people that no matter what asset you pick in Solana, because remember, in Solana, there's been hundreds and thousands of meme coins being created. That is, crazy, right? Look at this pumper, you know, Shadow's holding up better, I think, because it's, I think, a legitimate depend asset. But all in all, they've been going down for 2 to 3 weeks. Shadow topped at almost 180, and now it's down to 178. So that's almost like a 40% drop, right? Um, so yeah, Whiff, same thing. Okay, it went all the way up to this 400 million mark, around 50, actually 500 million almost, and now down to 227, which is 225 million. So that's more than a 50% drop. So approximately everything you look at is down, 50%, right? So what I'm trying to tell you guys is yesterday we had, some conversations here about Cheetah, and they said, oh, people were in my Discord asking about Cheetah. Whoops. And they said, hey, is this a rug from you? Or another rug? I don't even know what that means because I have no idea what other rugs I've talked about. We had issues with Solney fans, but I was transparent with you guys, right? We also, the thing is, when I tell you guys about these assets, right? Like when it comes to Cheetah, here in my Discord, you can actually see the exact moment that I also buy the asset with a screenshot, right? 16K. Okay. I started buying around like 8 to 10K, but either way, 8 to 10K versus 16K. And that went up to 200K. And it's still at 26K, meaning you're still in profit. And people say, oh, well, price is down and that's all they see, right? I didn't start talking about the project after it went to 200K. I started talking about it when it was already at 16K down here. So you can't complain to me and say, is the project a rug or this or that? Because I gave it to you in real time. Like, I don't know what else people want, right? I can't help it if every other project also looks like this. What I mean, I told you guys when uh the Y token, with bonk, anything you look at, they've been down tremendously over the last, 2, 3, 4 weeks, call it, right? So the reality is the market itself is just recalibrating and it's trying to figure out exactly what to do with the money, right? Where it's going to narrowly go into. And so we're kind of at a place where we need to be at a standstill for Cheetah, and we need to start building more. So yesterday we had another hiccup, which was Cheetah Fun Games account got suspended. But again, it didn't get suspended for like any odd reason. It was just probably, some random tweet or rule that we broke, which we're trying to fix, by the way. The website still works. We're still working on the play to earn games. We've been still pretty active in the Telegram. We still have 540 members. We're still building, right? So the reality is nothing has really changed. But more so, what's changed a lot in markets out of our control is, BTC going down a little bit, Solana trending down for the past few weeks, right? All these things matter, right? All these things matter because what they effectively tell you is the broader market is now slowly slumping over, but prior to that, these other altcoins I just showed you, they were already slumping over from weeks before. So I think we're in a market where cleansing is occurring, right? Cleansing of over valued assets, cleansing of bad meme coins, cleansing of extra money, cleansing of just pure garbage. Everything is going to look like this, right? Then I think over the next coming few weeks, then I think few projects are going to start rising where people that deem value and see real builders building, like Cheetah, hopefully, right? If Cheetah keeps building and people see that, then money will flow over to Cheetah rather than like 90 of these altcoins. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I can't do anything about the rest of the market going down, right? What is under our control is we keep building Cheetah, we keep working on marketing, we keep working on, building good product, and that's it. And as far as the rest of the market goes, we traded in and out, right? I told y'all I have a Discord group, I'm pretty active in it. People have been with us for years, right? Like there's no ill will, we don't have a bad reputation. People, have been part of our community for incredibly long time, right? And they understand what kind of person I am, what kind of information and content and uh, insight I deliver. And so when I talk about things, regarding markets, I talk about them in real time, right? Yesterday I was talking about, hey, I think we need to start being careful. Like this is also on my Twitter feed, by the way. Okay. Yesterday, when I told y'all that, I really think before Jupiter launched, by the way, this was at 7 a.m. Remember, Jupiter launched at 10 a.m., right? So yesterday, when I said, hey, I think Jupiter opens at 50 cents, guess where Jupiter opened? Let me see. I think it opened at 50, right? And there was no rocket science to that, right? By the way, like, you know, oh no, it didn't open here. Sorry. Jupe Soul. I think that's where you need to look. Oops, wrong one. See, there's so many damn scams out here. It's crazy, man. Jupe Soul. Where we at? Maybe this one? Is it this one? What the hell is going on? Where's the right ticker for this stupid thing? Yeah, see, it opened at 50 cents right here. You know, it opened at 50 cents. It topped out somewhere around like some exchanges have topped out at 85, 90. Some exchanges it was 70, 75. And so what I had said was, I think it opens at 50. I think it tops out near 90, probably within 5 days. And I think it rolls over for like 2 months. And the reason I said that is because my general thought process and belief was, um, I think we're going to effectively create like a top event because equities were feeling heavy. I think if you kind of look at Jay Powell's wording yesterday, he was a little bit not not dovish. He was kind of hawkish in a sense. He doesn't think that there's going to be rate cuts in March, right? See, he cast doubt on rate cut in March, and the whole premise for the market going up the last few months was the market believed that there's going to be rate cuts in March. Well, we're already in February. If you don't give the market rate cuts in March, and maybe you don't even give them in April or May, then everything that was priced in all the way up could start unwinding, right? And if equities start to unwind, remember, interest rates are nothing but a factor of, how expensive or cheap money is, right? So when money becomes more expensive and people think it's going to be expensive to borrow, risk assets like crypto, like Bitcoin, like Solana, generally take a bigger hit, along with equities, of course, right? So all these things are interrelated, which is Jay Powell talking about, doubts of a hike or doubts of a cut in March, equities already being up, BTC and crypto already being up and rolling over, Solana having insane amount of meme coins for the past several months. And then, like I said, Jupiter launching yesterday, dumping millions and possibly billions of dollars on people. When all these things happen in tandem and the sentiment is already really high and the market is already really high, it is reasonable to expect some pullback in the market, right? It is reasonable to expect market is going to consolidate and probably, kill off some of this exuberance, the sentiment, this, overexcitement, right? That's just kind of how it goes. So we're now at a stage in the market where I fundamentally believe that either this is a waiting game and that you need to wait it out and not commit, bad mistakes, or the market needs to show us that, hey, no, you don't need to wait, and that, the bottom is in, and, if the prices start trending up higher and breaking key resistance levels, then that's your signal. Like that's your signal to start getting long. But the reality is that's not the case, right? I think the market is still in a limbo stage, especially given how equities look, and especially, like I said, what Jay Powell said. And all these factors should warrant us to be cautious, right? Aside from that, I still want to maintain and hold on to positions I like, right? So just, pure transparency, I sold literally like all my jupe yesterday at 72 cents, I think exactly. I said everybody is getting rich, right? At this point, everybody's been anticipating this event. What is the outcome that everyone is expecting? Everyone is expecting the price to just shoot up higher. When the reality is most of the market has been continuing to grind down. And I think the bigger players in the market, projects, founders, venture capitalists, large investors are going to start taking profit. And I don't think people wanted to believe that. But guess what? That's kind of what happened. Now, again, price could go up from here and I could be wrong, right? But I'm telling you that I sold my jupe, in the 70s, and I'm not looking back anytime soon. Same with the rest of the market. I'm just going to chill, wait it out, and wait for the market to kind of give me a better signal, you know. So that's my thought process right now. You know, we'll see where things go from here. I'm not particularly, biased on one side or the other. I'm going to be flexible with my positioning. So anyway, hanging tight. Come hang out with us in Discord. I told you all about, already this, right? Like I told you all that. If you look at historical cycles, yes, this was prior, much closer to the halving date right here. But guess what? We started to see a similar structure form in BTC reaching the 618 retracement right here and right here back in 2019, January, or I think this was more so like June. This is we're hitting it pretty early, right? In 2024, we're hitting this in what, February now. Okay. So the 618 fib level. So, all these things kind of go into factor. And do we have a grinding down period? Maybe it doesn't look like this. Maybe it's just 1 to 2 months sideways and then we push up. Um, all these things, I'm cautious and aware about, and you should be too, right? And more importantly, right? I talked about this yesterday too. Look, most people are fat and happy since mid 2023. So if you've been in crypto pretty much second half of the year from last year, or even if you came in October last year, which is when Solana and everything really started to take off, you made really good gains, right? You made really, really good gains. Now it's time for the market to pull back. And, markets do have a cyclicality to them, right? Markets just don't go up forever and they don't go down forever. They will do something like this more often than not. And you have to figure out where you are in this cycle, in a small time frame or large. My belief is that the market has a lot of fat, and that I think a lot of people have started to put on unnecessary risk and unnecessary money. And I think that starts to pull back in March or April. And by the way, I say this with experience, right? I've taken a lot of beatings in markets, both equities and crypto. If I were you, I'd be a little bit more cautious. And then more importantly, start looking at early stage projects like I typically do. And I still want to focus on a project like Cheetah because it's way too early. And this thing is at 26K. If it was at 26 million, that's a different story, right? At 26K, you really don't have a lot to lose. And in fact, you have a lot more to gain because if you contribute and help this project, if you join the team and you join the Telegram and you come help the project, the upside for you is just as massive as it is for me. And pretty much, anyone who's in it at this stage, right? So this is how I like to focus on markets, where I see maximum upside by effectively, buying in low in these projects, and helping them build and grow. And then we all reap the benefits together. All right. Anyway, that's all I got, folks. Hope y'all enjoyed this market update. Okay. I will keep up with you through the day in Discord if you want to come hang out with us. Um, I answer a ton of questions. I post a ton of different updates, as you could see. Everything from altcoins to NFTs to Bitcoin, everything I talk about. I'm very transparent with my community. I don't really care if people have bad things to say or good things to say about me. I'm going to do what I do, which is being transparent, being honest, and that's it. So come hang out with us. Come talk about NFTs. Come talk about altcoins. Come talk about BTC. Come talk about equities, right? Whatever you want to do, come hang out with us. Okay. Good luck. Cheers. And we will talk soon.